Oh, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Sammie's Witchcrafts. So, what have we all been up to? What have you been doing? Did you get anything nice for Christmas? Did anyone get any diamond painting? If you did, let me know in the comments below. And I can have a little read about what you all got and what crafts you've been doing. I haven't been doing many crafts just of late. That's because we are now in beautiful Scotland. It's been a little bit chilly because we're up in the Cairngorms, and it's been stunning up here. No snow, but it's been very, very frosty, and all the woodlands and everything were just beautiful. They were just all white, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So while we've been up here in this beautiful, I don't know what it's like outside now. Let's have a little look. Should we have a little look? See? All the frost is melting now. So what have I been up to? Well, I had a wonderful Christmas with friends, and then we spent New Year just on our own in a little campsite. It was lovely. Nice and quiet, no one about. I love people, but sometimes it's just nice to just have time to yourself. And I think I was in bed just after 12 o'clock. I welcomed in the new year, and that was about it. I then went to bed. So while I've been up here, I went into a charity shop and I got a few bargains, I have to say. So I'm going to just show you what I got. First thing I do is I head straight for any crafty areas that they've got, and they had a nice shelf full of different things, and I had a little rummage through them and picked up some card. I don't know how many are in here. How much was that? £1.50 for all that. And it's nice card, so that's going to come in handy for when I do some. I want to do some card making this year, as I made a couple of cards before I went away, which I didn't video because I like to try things before I then do a video on them, just so I make sure that I know what I'm doing. So I'll pick these up, so I'll be able to use these for my card making. Also, I got, which is to do with more card making, is I got these, and I think I paid £3 for this pack. And I think online, when I went online, I think it's in a sale at the moment for about £5, I think, but before the sale it was like £10. So I always pick up something like this if I see them, because they can be quite expensive, but I like picking up little bargains. And then I got another by the same lady. I got this one for £4.75, which I think again was in the sale again, but I still paid cheaper. But I think originally this is something like £15. So it's got 36 sheets, and I think it's got 9 different. I think it's 9. I need to put my glasses on. I got this to put my glasses on, so when I'm doing photography and different bits and pieces and talking on here, I don't have to keep taking them up. But it keeps breaking. Well, not breaking, it just keeps... There we go, I look like a school teacher now. Going back to my pack that I bought. It's got 36 A4 sheets of 9 unique designs. So that means it's 4 of each design. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using those as well. You like a bargain. Also, while I was in this charity shop, I picked up another stamp. don't know how I think I'm gonna have to treat myself to one of those roll-on, because I'm not going to be able to put them on one of my little special blocks that I've got and then press it down. I think I'm going to have to just buy a roll, so then you put it in the ink and then roll it on there. But that's for like backgrounds and things like that, so you can print that on whatever colour you want to print it, and then you can put designs on top of it. So I've never really used one of that. In fact, I've never used one of these before, this size. So it's another thing that I'm quite looking forward to. Big backgrounds, vintage script. It's a journal page. That's what it's got written on the back. So yeah, I'm going to make something with that. And then I like doing embossing using my my die cutter that I've got. You can also emboss in it as well. The different layers do different pressures. The big sheets of plastic that you put in, it's like a big mangle really, and then you put your piece of card or paper in between there, close it up, put it through, I call it a mangle, the die cutting machine, and it then embosses all these little, I don't know if you can see them, look like little bubbles. So I've only got a couple of these at home, and I really enjoy using them. So I think I might see if Timu have got any on there that I can give a go. So then that embosses, and then you can put it, do what you want with it really. If you want to make like tags, labels, backs of birthday card or any card, celebration card. So yeah, paid £1 for that. I don't know how much that would have been, but they are not cheap. So yeah, that's what I got from the charity shop. How exciting. Then I went into Home Bargains. I love Home Bargains. Does anyone else love Home Bargains or B&M's? You can get some really good stuff in there, especially craft stuff or anything really, food and everything. It's a good shop, both good shops. But I went to Home Bargains and I treated myself to a black scrapbook. You can get these in all different sizes, but they only had this size because I think these they sell quite well in there. But I'm going to be demonstrating on this today in how to do some Zen drawing, but we're using some white pens that I bought from Timu. I just wanted to give them a go, so that's what I'm going to be doing today, is a little bit of Zen drawing using my black scrap book. But I also see this one in there and I thought, oh, this has got brown pages, so I'll have to see how the black and the white work on the brown pages. So I've never done that using this before. Also, JP bought me for Christmas a big, I think it's something like 60 gel pen set. So, and it comes with another set as well. So I've got like 120 gel pens. I mean, they're still the same colour, but when you're doing this, they can be used quite quickly. So I'm going to give that a go. I don't know if I'll do a demonstration. I might do a little demonstration just to see how it works out on that as well. So look forward to using that one. So while I was in Home Bargains, you know, you go and look to sort of see if there's some bits and pieces in there. And if you remember, when I was doing the, what video was it? It was doing the Christmas table decorations, and I had that little sellotape dispenser that I had to keep. And I tried to look online for a new one, but they were really expensive. They were like £8–9, and I was like, I'm sure I've seen them cheaper. Good old Home Bargains. I think it was something like £1.50. I think, not even that, £1.29. Well, I can't remember. I know it was under £2. So I'm glad I waited, but I might bling it up a little bit with some diamantes and bits and pieces and that. I'll have to see. Might put my name on the side. Oh, actually, I might get my, when I go home, is get my Cricut machine, and I might put Sammie's Witchcrafts. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. And also, JP shakes his head whenever every time I buy some of this. I bought some wool. I don't know if you can see it, but it's grey and it's got this little sparkly in it. And I thought, I might have to do a little bit of crocheting. So I might see where we are in the van and that. Because it's been so cold, we've had a little bit of a problem with the water freezing. And of course, there's stuff gets pulled out to repair things and this, that, and the other. So, but I might just do a little demonstration, and then I'm going to do some videos in how to crochet. Which I know a lot of you have said that you'd like to learn how to crochet. So, but I thought, I got this cut. One, I like it because it's sparkly. But two, I needed to get a colour, because when you crochet, and if you are a crocheter, you know where I'm coming from with this one. Crocheting with a really dark yarn or dark wool it's not very good to do a demonstration on. You need something that's a little bit lighter so you can see the stitches properly. So if you've ever crocheted something or knitted something using like black or dark brown wool, it can be a little bit challenging. So I've got this lovely grey, bought 3 balls of it. If I had more, I would have bought more, but they didn't. So, but no, I love it. I just hope the camera's picking it up, because it's really, really sparkly. It's grey, but when it catches the light, it's got like a greeny, turquoisey reflect on it. But yes, I'm looking forward to that. And I managed to get some double-sided sticky tape. So now if I do any paper crafts, I'll show you how to do it with the double-sided tape as well as gluing. Because when I made the stars, I didn't have any. So it would have, when connecting the big stars together like I was demonstrating, if I'd had a bit of double-sided sticky tape, it would have stuck a lot quicker. And I know a few of you had a little bit of trouble using the glue, so I bought some double-sided sticky tape. It's really hard to get hold of every now and then, and every time I kept going into these shops, you know, you pay sort of like 79p I think for one of these, and when you go online you sort of pay £2 something, and I like to save money. I'm going to get my white pens out, and I'm going to open my new book. I think I have got another one up there, but I'm going to get my new book, and I'm going to do a little Zen drawing. See you in a bit. I've just gone into my craft cupboard that's in the van up there. I opened it out and I thought, oh no, can't deal with that. That needs sorting. So I've just dragged the whole lot. And you know, when you have got a nail that's too long, I've gone like that. Oh, and it bent right back. So I've just had to sit and file it right back. Oh, it made my stomach turn. I don't like anything like that. So anyway. Right, so after that little ordeal with the cupboard, after that, with sorting all that cupboard out, I've got out what I need. So I managed to find the book that I normally draw in, but I'm going to start using my new one. So here's my doodle book. glasses on. Oh, see what I mean? Right. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you a picture that I've done. Here's one. I just love the white on the black paper. But we're not going to do that pattern. I'm going to show you how to do, if I can find it. I want to show you how to do that one. It's easier than it looks. But before I go on to the drawing, you could also get, without me knocking my camera, that one, you can get these pens. I have got other colours, but I've not got them all out. I've just got gold and silver out. This is what I used on the star. When you do them on the black paper, it just looks lovely, doesn't it? But I'm going to show you how to do that. I just wanted to sort of show you what these permanent markers, the gold and the silver, and the metallic ones, I should say. Some gel pens work on the black, but not all of them. The brighter colours seem to work better. But I've got a few colours there. I've got a blue there, and I've got a green, but they're all up in that cupboard still, and I am not opening in that cupboard. I've just sorted it. So I'm going to go and set everything up, show you how to do that Zen drawing. See you in a minute. So here's my doodle book that I showed you a minute ago, and I will show you again. And this is the drawing we're going to be making. So here's my pen that I'll be using, highlight pen, which is a 0.8 mil. You can get different sizes, but I'm going to just be drawing with this one. So you can get these off of Temu, Amazon, eBay, Hobbycraft and WH Smith and places like that. But shop around for them, because they can range from being a couple of pounds for 3 or a few pounds for 1. So I think I got this one was from me Timu that I did. But, as you can see, I have got quite a few of them in here, so I'll give this one a go. And here's my new book from Home Bargains. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I can't remember if it was something like £1.99 or £3. I can't remember, but it wasn't overly expensive. So before I start drawing with my other book that I've got, what I like to do is, I haven't done it in this book because I've got another book at home that I use, but I'll start using this. I get one page, which this one is on the back cover of the title page at like the main page at the front now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a quick, just so I know the pen's working, and I'm just going to do a couple of circles just to make sure, and a couple of lines that the pen's actually working, which it's working lovely. Now when you do Zen drawing with a pen like this, you've got to keep in mind that this will smudge. So if I do another one and then I run my finger over it, it will smudge. So when you're doing your design always start in one corner, let that dry for a little bit, and then carry on, because there's nothing worse than having smudges all over your piece of work that you've just done. So that's just a little tip there with these gel pens or highlighter pens. So what I'm going to do first is, now I know I always say I never use a ruler, but I am in this occasion because I want to have a border in here. So I line up against the edge of the page and I just do a line. Then with my kitchen roll that I've just gone and got, I wipe the edge of the ruler, just so then I know that if I stand the ruler up or move the ruler, it's not going to put marks on my piece of paper. So I'm going to draw another line at the bottom. Have a quick look. It doesn't matter, you'll find sometimes you'll blob in different places, but that's part of the pen. I don't go over backwards and forwards unless I'm doing something that I want really the lines to really stand out. So I just give that a couple of seconds just to dry off a little bit. Yep, excellent. And just mark, then just measure up the edge of that one. So here at the top bit, I don't know if you can see, it's not come out very well, so I'm going to just run the pen just down a little bit. But when you do that, you see what I mean, it then starts, and I don't want that too much in my drawing. Wiping the ruler every time. Keeping my hand away from the other lines at the moment, just in case they are still wet. Line that up with the edge. Sometimes I give the pens a little bit of a shake just to make sure that the inks. And also what I do is, I've just noticed, is my pen's blobbing up a little bit, so I just give the end a wipe. And then just run the pen along the ruler. Lift up, and we have our square. Now this is where the fun begins. I start in one corner, doesn't matter what corner, but I'm going to start down the bottom left hand corner here. And all I'm going to do is very slowly draw loops. Just let your hand run free. Don't go too fast, because if you go too fast, that's when the pen then tends to run out. Do a big one here. Oh, he's made me jump. JP's just made me jump outside. So I had to stop then, because JP come walking up to the van and coughed, and I didn't realise he was coming up to the van and made me jump. So I've got a bit of jolted line now, but not to worry, because it's going to be sort of covered up and in with the pattern anyway. So I'll carry on drawing my lines. So just slowly draw some squiggles. And you have to go slow, because if you go too fast, excuse me, pen will sort of like lose its ink. And what I tend to do is I'll try and find another line and join up. So there we have our first part of our drawing. This is the pattern that I'm going to be now filling in. But before I do that, I go round and where it's all the where they connect and cross over, I'm now going to put little dots. Trying to make sure that I'm not going to smudge the other dots that, oh, there's one down there. Sometimes when there's like a little join up the top here, I still put another little dot. You don't have to, but it's just something that I do. And I go, I don't always tend to get them. I'll be drawing and I think, oh, I haven't put a dot there. But you haven't got to. I think that's it. Now on to the next stage. Now what we do is now, is where the loops are, I just literally, where I've got a little dot, I just go round and I follow the loop. And then I'll just do that until the loop's too small to do again. So I'm now going to do this one. And I just follow round, going slowly. Just doing loops in the loop. You may find when you're doing this that some pen, when you're drawing, it may sort of like don't seem very dark, but once it's dried it really stands out. So now I've got 2 dots on this one. So what I do with this one is I go up to the dot, so I'm not going round this time, I'm just literally going from one dot to the other. And then I can't really do enough, so I'm just going to do a straight line in the middle. So going round again. Also, if you're going slow, because you've got a steadier hand, your lines will be a little bit smoother. But if it's ever a little bit shaky, it really doesn't matter. Just keep going round. And I do that with all the loops. This is just so lovely to do. I mean, if you want, you can turn your book or your piece of paper around, so then you're not putting your hand across the other one. Give them time to dry. I'm going to do this big one where JP made me jump. You see where it's a little bit but I just follow around. See what I mean, where if you go too fast the line becomes a little bit lighter. And it doesn't matter if you go over the other lines. There's no rules. When you do this. Put a little tiny one in there. So now, because that's a big one, I'm going to turn my book again, just so I'm not running my hand over it and smudging all the pen. It's just so calming. Up and over. I will be doing some fast videoing on this as it is, it does take a bit of time. You don't have to do all the loops first, but I just thought I'd show you this way. So then you just get the idea. Let's turn it that way. Of how to do it. It's just literally. Once you get the hang of it, if you've just seen me do it, I'll do it on this bigger one, what I was doing. I go up and over, and when I get to the dot, I then go, I don't take my pen off. I'm going to turn it again, and I'm going to do sort of this from this side because I don't want to rub my hand over that side. And you've got a tiny little one, so all I'm going to literally do is just do 2 little lines in that one. Oh, there's even a smaller one here. You just do 2 little lines. See here, if you can see, it wasn't quite dry enough, and I'd lifted the ruler and I left it, but I must have had like a bit of a blob of ink on the paper, and as I've turned it round, I've smudged it. If I'm doing a picture to be put in a frame, I tend to leave it a little bit longer, so then I know that it's definitely dry. But because this is staying in my book, and it's just practice really, and the more you do it, a bit like anything really, you end up getting a little bit faster. Only a few more now. Straight away you can see the pattern forming. It's just so easy. When you look at when I showed you the book with the finished picture on the other one, you look at it and think, goodness me, how do you do that? This is how simple it is. Only a few more now. How many more loops have I got? 2 more loops. And the last one. Nice little one. So now I've got all the loops done, we can now go on to the next stage. So I've just cleaned the end of my pen because it was getting a bit clogged up. So now what I'm going to do is in these parts here, like the other gaps, I'm now just going to freehand doing whatever loops, but I'll show you as we go along. I'm going to start here as there's two nice dots just there. So what I do with it is I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to go from this dot and I'm going to go to that dot. So now I've created another loop really, and I'm just going to draw either side to that opposite loop. And then when I get to the middle, just put one across. Got my book at a different angle, hoping not to smudge that other one. So what I do here is because it bends here, I sort of follow around and then, so it now looks like a little bit like a leaf. And I just, again, follow the edge of the line, and that's the nice thing about this, you can flow and follow patterns, and each time you do make one of these they'll never be the same. So there's another one here. This time I'm going to, so it looks a bit like a circle, and then follow that round. Another one here, so I'm going to go, but this time I'm going to go behind it as well. Like I say, you just do what you feel you need to do. That's what's so lovely about this kind of doodle drawing. Got another one here. This is a small one, so I'm literally just going to put one line in the middle. Oh, I'm going to do this big one here. I'm going to go around the edge of that, bend round, so it gives you that nice shape, and then you just literally follow the outside line. And just sit and enjoy the drawing. It's looking good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling in this section here. So I'm going to start from this corner. I'm going to put a tiny dot in the corner like that, and I'm going to do what I did with the other ones from dot to dot. So then I've filled that corner. But what I'm now going to do is, when we made the star, if you haven't seen that video, if you go back to that, I'll put the link up for the star that we made. And I'm going to do what I did with that. I'm going to go from the corner, and I'm just going to gently bring round and go down just to, oh, I've gone over the edge a little bit, not to worry. So now I've done a few. I don't sort of think, oh, I'm going to do 4 when I do those. I just go with the flow, and I like that because it's come to a little point there. So from this point here, I'm then just going to do some more lines up and round. And from this point here, I'm just going to do up and round. Now if you find you've got a little gap like this, I then just go along and just fill them in without, try not to go over the edge, and just fill in with a few more lines, and I'm going to carry on going up here. I'll do an extra one. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the book slightly. I'm going to start at this point here, and all I'm going to do is just go over and fill that in like that. You can do lines close together, you can do them further apart. And I'm going to bring that right round to about here, I think. So I'm going to carry on doing that. Put one just there. So now this bit here is quite a nice wide gap. So I will then put right along. And I like this bit here, so I'm going to yet again do some more at this angle. I'm going to go around there. I'm going to stop on that dot. So I'm going to turn my page again. I'm going to let that little bit there dry, because if I carry on, I'm going to end up putting my hand across it. So then I then go to the opposite side, let that dry for a little bit. So I'm going to start from this dot here. I'm going to go from that section. Now I'm going to go in the middle. Now here I'm going to carry on, but just doing, and then I'm going to do it on the opposite side as well. But now I'm going to go from this end round from the other side and go the other way. Now I've got this section in the middle here, and that's all you do, is just fill in the bits that you want to fill in. I mean, sometimes I'll see like this one here and I think, oh, I want that a little bit bigger, so I'll go round the outside of that. So I'm going to carry on here. I want to carry on that, going round from that shape there. I'm going to do it the opposite side. I'm going to start in the middle there. So like I said, it's just, there's no rules. You put your lines where you want to put your lines. And that is basically this kind of doodle drawing. I'll put one of those smaller ones there. Here, I want to do it very similar to this. So I'll do a couple of arches. Now here it's really, really tiny, so I'm going to do really little ones. I'm going to do it all the way round the edge of that. Looks a bit like a snail shell there in the middle there. So this bit here in the middle, I'm going to draw a line and I'm going to bend it round. And then I'm going to just do those smaller lines. end. And I'm going to do a big one there. I'm going to put a couple more around there. Oh, there's a little gap there, so I'm just going to carry on with a couple of ones in there. I'm going to turn my page. I'm just going to carry on filling in all the gaps. Oh dear, I was sitting there filming and all of a sudden it tells me I have no storage on my phone, so I've just had to sit and delete a load of stuff. So right, let's get back to this drawing. Well, I can't remember what I was going to do now. Never mind, never mind. Right, I'm just gonna start from here, but it's so annoying when that happens. So just going to fill in all these gaps. Let's turn the page. I'm going to start in this corner here. Now this section here, I'm going to just follow it round. Like I said, you just put your pen to your paper and you just draw. Coming to a small bit now. Just be a little bit careful, just so you don't go over the lines. I'm going to go right round that bit now, and then go the opposite way from the other side. When you're doing these small gaps, just make sure your pen's not all clogged up at the end, because you'll end up with a big blob on your paper. I'm going to do some big ones here. This little bit here is just too thin to put the pen in now. So I'm going to do some big loops on this one. So as it goes along, I draw them basically from edge to edge. Sometimes I'll do a few and I'm like, I need to go somewhere else. Oh, I'm going to finish this section here, I think. So I'm going to put a couple of big swoops around like that there. And then go from one of the points. And then here, I'm going to just put a few the opposite way. Turn it round. And just a couple of lines in there. These look really nice if you do like an initial. So if you want to do someone's name or numbers, big numbers, and then you can frame those because they do look really, really nice. You have like a plain background and then you have your initial in the middle. But I will be doing an initial. I'm trying to say that all in one go is a bit of a mouthful. But I'm going to do it with, I'm going to add some flowers to it, 3D flowers. But I'll be showing you those, how to make those flowers I might do it in my next video actually. So I'm going into a small gap here. Turn it round, let that little bit dry. And now I'm going to just carry on. Maybe put this bit on a time lapse. Getting there. Now we're coming to the last little section. I've just gone into Sammie land again. It's just so relaxing. You haven't got to do it with the white pen and the black paper. You can just do on white paper with any colour pen. It doesn't have to be a special pen. Be a biro. But it just looks so lovely. And if you give this a go and you sort of like show friends and that, wow, how did you do that? Well, now you know. People keep saying to me, oh, you should make a book. You should do a book with these so people could colour them in. I just love it. So we've got a few more left to do. And there we go. So you can have it whichever way you want it to go. You can do them as big or as small as you like. Who had thought? With just those few squiggles at the beginning, you couldn't tell where JP had made me jump. I have to say though, sometimes if you look at it, I don't know if it's doing it on the camera, but you look at it and it's whoa. So there we have another form of doodle drawing, Zen drawing. I call it Zen doodle. So give it a go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little craft just then. It wasn't much craft, it was just a doodle drawing, but I know a few of you liked me doing the doodle drawing that I did at one of my very first videos, I think it was. But yeah, it's just so easy to do, and but when it's finished, it just looks like a piece of art, don't you think? I do. I think it's lovely. But like I said, just to think, just it's not been finished, and I've just touched it, so it's still a little bit damp. So yeah, be careful. It's a tip. I was just giving you an idea of what happens if you rub it after. Yeah, well, if you can, just a few lines, and then you just fill them in with circles or half loops or whatever you want to call them. It looks great, doesn't it? I love it. I love it. Sometimes what I do is I draw a border like that, then I go round the edge of the border and then keep the middle bit in the middle plain, and then I stick a photograph of me or Raven or someone I love. Like I was saying, you don't have to do the white pen on the black paper. You can do it on any colour piece of paper, as long as the pen works and shows up on the paper. You can do whatever colours you. I did try the white. Was it white? Yes, I did try the white on that brown book that I bought, and it was, yeah, it's okay. But I think with that one, I'm going to have to use like a darker colour, or use the two colours. You can always use two colours as well. You use as many colours as you like. But no, I'm really pleased with that. But I will be showing you, what I'll do is I'll do my initial, an S, and then I'll show you can make little flowers just out of pieces of paper that don't take 2 minutes to do. I mean, doing this drawing, it's great for children, and then they can colour it in after if they want to. If you do the gaps a bit bigger, you can colour them in. But like diversing again, do that all the time. So if I'm going to do my initial, and then I'm going to make little flowers that then you can stick on. You can make them any size you want, big ones or small ones, and like I said, they're really, really easy to make and don't take 5 minutes. And with Valentine's Day coming up, and then we've got Easter coming up, you can use these flowers, or Mother's Day, even Father's Day, or any day really. That's just another one of my little crafts I do while I'm in the van, which doesn't take up much space. Oh, depends how much you take. I mean, these are my white pens. Got a few in there. Plus I've got a bag, yet again like this, of my black fine line pens, and JP bought me a box, well, it's in a special case actually, of 60 gel pens, plus I've got pens that you can paint on glass, or if you buy a mug or a white mug, you can then draw on those. And I've got pencils and bits and pieces, and I have now got an email address. So yeah, if you want to, any crafts that you've made that I've shown you, send me a little email. I'll put it in the description below, or information below. I don't know what all these words are you're meant to use on YouTube. All I know is I have to say, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and watch my videos. It's the watching the videos that helps more than anything. So for everybody that's already a subscriber, thank you, because you're helping me out big time, and you're just all lovely, and your comments are just amazing, and I don't know what to say. Well, I do. I'll sit here forever waffling on as I always do. So, as I always say, Sammie, which crafts are we going to be doing next? I might do that little flower. I think I'll do that. I'll do another one of those with my initial, with my S for Sammie. And then I'm going to make little flowers to then stick on, either as a 3D picture, or you can make it as for a card of some kind. But until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.